and then we can kind of just like go from whatever.
Sick. Well, take it away.
All right, guys, welcome to the first episode of the Ice Cut podcast. My name is Dana. I am one of your hosts, followed with my best friend Casey.
Hey guys, I'm Casey, your other host for the Ice Cut podcast. So basically, we met skating synchro on Skyliner Senior. We skated together for 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
Became best friends, inseparable, twins basically. And we just missed skating and we're a little bit washed up. So we've decided to make a podcast about it.
Yeah, essentially, we love skating so much that like we just talk about it all the time in our friend group. So we were like, well, we might as well just make a podcast about it and let everybody else know what we're talking about and then recap all the events because we do that already. So we're just going to basically take our conversation with our best friends and put it into a podcast and hope that you all want to listen to it. But yeah, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, and right now we don't know how to podcast. So we're going to record these and post them on YouTube, Instagram, wherever, and hopefully we figure it out eventually. But yeah, so thanks for joining us. So first off, our goals here are we want to bring some insight of synchro like back into the world. I feel like there was a lot of like back when we were like in high school and stuff, there was like synchro news, like Get It Called was like the OG for a few years there. And like right now there's not a whole lot of anything. So we want to be that for everyone else.
Yeah. Like I just remember hearing a lot of like Get It Called and like people would do articles about it. People would do like at one point I think they were trying to start a podcast, but like you would see videos and stuff, but like all the articles were so insightful of like, okay, who's competing? Like where are they trying to be? What are their goals for that competition? So like we're not going to be that in depth of like asking current skaters like what's your goal for the competition, but like just giving some insight of like who's competing, kind of like what their scores look like now and what what they can kind of expect to look like and compete against over like when they go either internationally or like on the national stage and then getting into worlds like where are they going to end up, where are we predicting they're going to end up, because obviously you never know what's going to happen, like you never know where a team's obviously going to end up. But yeah, bringing back all the synchro news, definitely not bringing back any synchro tea, because obviously in the synchro world, there's a lot of that happening. That is not our goal. We are not here to like gossip and talk about other teams. This is going to be strictly positive and like sharing all of just straight like basic synchro information and potentially dabbling into like rules and things like that. But if you're looking for a podcast that's going to talk about other people and other teams, maybe not the podcast for you.
Or like we're gonna talk about other people on other teams, but like good vibes only.
Yeah, it's gonna be all positive. Like there's no need for the synchro community to be like bashing each other. Like that's not the place that we grew up in synchro, and we're not gonna spread that. So
Agreed. And speaking of competitions, bringing recaps, bringing some predictions, we're trying to bring back fantasy synchro. So again, Get It Called. I think Nicole Davies back in the day. Shout out. Whoever created that was an absolute genius, and we all played. And so we're bringing it back. So we're gonna have 3 rounds this season. We're gonna have one for nationals, covering everyone from intermediate, novice, junior, senior, and collegiate. And then round 2 will be for junior worlds. Round 3 will be for senior worlds. And we're going to try and find like a complete winner by the end of the season. So how that's going to work, you get to like pick teams out of certain tiers. You'll get 4 points for coming in first, 3 points for coming in second, 2 points for coming in third, and 1 point for coming in fourth in your respective division. And then 1 point for every team you beat. And you'll try and get as many points from each competition as possible. So we'll post all the details in our Instagram, YouTube, wherever this ends up. And please play because it'll be fun.
yeah. I was a big fan of fantasy synchro when I was younger. I
Me
was like,
too.
I was like, I'm picking my team, even though I know we're not gonna do well, but like we'll see where we end up.
We were so competitive about it. Like, I think it was when I was on collegiate, and everyone would go crazy about fantasy synchro, and Go Leonard always won.
Yes. I
I think
don't
it's
know
Grace
who she
Leonard. If you're
is.
out there, girl, props to you because you knew everything.
Yeah, like Glenard, like pop off sister.
Okay. Is
But
that
yeah,
all?
yeah, thanks for joining us on our first podcast. We'll try to come out with episodes every once in a while, obviously with competitions coming around and both of us obviously having our own jobs and being fairly busy. We're not going to be able to like podcast regularly, but we'll definitely post when we send out the podcast. But yeah, thanks for joining us on podcast numero uno.
Bye, y'all.
See ya. All right, and then we can just